morning, students and staff. It's time for the morning announcements. Today is Friday, September 11th, 2020. I want to thank all of you boys and girls and your parents for working so hard to make sure that you are getting online every day and participating in live instruction. Keep up the great work. We are all so proud of you. We know this is not easy, but you guys are putting first things first. You're making sure you're getting your work done, and then you're playing and doing your other activities. Stay the course. You guys can do this. We are behind you and we believe in you. Don't forget, you will continue to finish up your iReady testing, and we will be starting iStation testing in kindergarten, first, second, third, and even fourth grades this year. iStation testing is coming up, and your teachers will give you more information about that. Just remember, these are not tests for grades. These are assessments that we want you to complete and do your very best with no help from your mom, your dad, or a grandparent. You make sure you do your own work so we know exactly what you need when we start breaking out into our small groups even more. We know the elective schedule may be a little confusing for some, but don't worry, you've got this and it will get better each week. Don't forget, next week during the elective time, Miss Wyatt, and you met her on one of your Zoom calls, she will be delivering a live lesson next week. So next week during art time, you will have a live lesson. On the weeks when you do not have a live lesson with Miss Wyatt, you need to make sure that you join her Art Google Classroom, and you can go in there and participate by completing some of the activities that she has posted there for you. So next week, you will have live PE, live art, and live media, or Spanish for our 4th and 5th graders. We had a couple of birthdays yesterday, and I was unable to announce them, so happy birthday goes out to Avery Lewis, Rowan Fontanet, and Jaquavion Brooks from yesterday. And today, Kendrick Rice is celebrating his birthday. Happy birthday to all 4 of you boys. We hope you had a fantastic day and you continue to celebrate all weekend long. Boys and girls, today is a very important day in the history of our country, and I just wanted to give you a couple of facts about what September 11th, what it is and what it means. On Tuesday morning of September 11th, 2001, I remember standing in a classroom teaching my very first group of students. I was a 2nd grade teacher, and I was 22 years old. It's been a long time ago. But I remember the feeling of that day just like it happened yesterday. At 8:45 a.m., the United States suffered a terrorist attack when jet planes were flown into several of our important buildings in our country. The terrorist attacks became known as 9/11. Which is how the American date of September 11th is written. The events of September 11th are a very sensitive subject, but very important in American history, and we should never forget these. 4 jets were hijacked. 2 of the jets were flown into the World Trade Center Twin Towers, as they were called, that stood in New York City. It is believed that one of the jets was supposed to target the United States Capitol building in Washington, D.C., but this plane crashed into a field in Pennsylvania. One of the planes was also flown into the Pentagon building in Washington, D.C. The towers collapsed, and the attacks resulted in the deaths of 2,977 people. The victims included passengers from the planes, people that were working and living in New York City, and 125 people at the Pentagon. Men, women, and children from more than 90 different countries died in these attacks. So at this time, I would like to ask everyone if we could pause for a moment of silence and to remember these heroes from September 11th. Boys and girls, many of you may ask, what was September 11th? I don't really understand. Many of your parents were very young, but some of them were old enough to remember. Ask your parents more about September 11th and the 9/11 attacks, and they can help you and give you more information. At this time, let's stand to recite our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Boys and girls, one thing I can say about the events of September 11th, that I'll never forget the feeling of how everyone in this country really came together and how everyone supported each other. And I just want to say, we should all remember that time, and we should all learn from that. And we all need to make sure that we continue to stick together through everything, and especially even this trying and crazy time of virtual learning. As long as we work together, amazing things can happen. With that being said, it's Friday. Let's make it a fantastic Friday and finish strong, because you know what? Together, we are ACOC. Make it a great Friday.